Welcome to Crafters TV. Good evening, good afternoon. My name is Ben Mosby and this is The Craft Vault. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a day today. I do not mind telling you, I don't know, I've got another day in me tomorrow. I mean, four days on the trot. And after today, high-paced, high-energy shows with Sarah. Wow. Tired.com, but we have had a brilliant day today. Launch day with the Gemini Pro, which flew out the door. Launch party with the new jigsaw dies, which were flying out of the door. And flying in through the door today, he wasn't supposed to be here tonight, but as always, he is the crafty knight in shining armor, saving the day once again. Here he is, with his pants on over his trousers. That's his... No, he hasn't actually. Like Superman used to do, but you don't call them pants, do you? You call them, what do you call them in America? Underwear over his pants. It's Craig. You're right.
That's right. You finished?
Yeah, sorry.
You finished. I hope you're not wanting a rest in this hour, because I'm raring to go. It might be the end of the day. I may have walked in this building about 12 hours ago, but I am ready to go, and it's going to be jam-packed full. That is for sure. I have, if you've seen on my Instagram this afternoon, I have demos galore. I'm going to keep you busy with the chatting and the talking. So it's going to be fun.
So you mean we're not going to relax and just take it easy and kind of...
No.
No?
No. No, and guess what?
What?
Slight changes.
What?
You've got me all tomorrow as well. All tomorrow, apart from the very last craft vault. There you go.
Oh, yay. No, I'm very no, I am pleased. I am pleased really about that because he's one of my faves. Now listen. Let's tell you about the new lineup that we've got for you. The new spring schedule, and I'll let him in on this one as well because he needs to tell you a little bit about what's going on, him over there. So this is the new schedule launching from next week, 1st of March on Monday. I know, I can't believe it either, but from the 1st of March, do you know what? We thought we're going to sort of shake things up just a little bit here. We've been listening to your feedback, what you wanted to see, and here's the new schedule. So 12 till 1:30 each day will be the first show of the day. So that's 7 till 8:30 Eastern time. So it's great. It's a little bit better for you, isn't it? If you're watching over in the States, you know, you get a bit of a line for the first show of the day. The second show will be 3 till 5, which is 11 till 1 Eastern. And the third show of the day, 7 till 9 or 2 till 4 Eastern. So these shows here are the shows which you all know and love. The shows like your Monday Makers, like your launch days, your launch parties, your cart loads, your Colour Me Happies. That's where these shows are going to be. This show here is different depending on what day of the week it is. Now, for those of you who are going, well, hang on a minute, what's happened to the wake-up call with Craig?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What's happened to it?
Well...
That's one way of telling me that, by the way, your show's been punted, Craig.
I didn't want to have to tell you this, but no, not really. Monday to Friday, 12 till 1:30. It's the Wake Up Call with Craig! Hey! You get a lie in!
Absolutely, I am beyond excited because you know, and it is down to you guys as well that the show is continuing. It's been moving to midday here in the UK, so for so many across the globe, it is going to be better, absolutely. But the main reason I'm really excited is the fact I get a long line now. I get a long line. Well, maybe not quite a long line, but I don't have to get up at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning anymore. So I am excited about that one. But yeah, absolutely, joking aside as well, you know, you guys have taken the shows, you know, just filled it with love. You love seeing it, and even the viewers, you know, especially for you guys stateside that are just dedicated to it and keep watching it and watching it at ridiculous times of the morning. I thank you. But yeah, absolutely, here in the UK, across Europe as well, it's because of you that we are keeping the show, but we're moving it to a much better time. And it means I will be able to then, Joe and Ben will be about the... Put it this way, you know, obviously with everything going on in the world, you know, it's light at the end of the tunnel. But everything going on in the world, we'll have maybe a couple more extra people dotting about. So we'll be able to get them in as well. And the other good thing about your new slot, right, does that not mean that you are towards the end of their show in direct competition with Phil and Holly? Well, the end of Phil and Holly, yeah. So Phil and Holly, they do This Morning, which is kind of like, we have Good Morning Britain, you guys have Good Morning America. After that, we have like a 2.5-hour morning show. So right at the, very much like the Regis and Kelly, absolutely. So they finish at 12:30. Obviously, I start at 12. So it's just that last half an hour that will kind of cross over. But do you know what? I'm willing to share the viewing figures.
They'll be devastated that Craig is moving slots. You've obliterated our viewing figures. How would you do this? But that is Monday to Friday. Now, Saturdays, it changes. 12 to 1:30. Brand new show called Play Your Crafts Right. So it's Play Your Crafts Right, not Play Your Cards Right, like we used to have here in the UK. Did you guys have that in America as well? With the used to be a game where you used to have to guess what the next card was going to be, higher or lower, higher or lower. That one with Bruce Forsyth, one of my absolute favourite entertainers here in the UK. But anyway, Play Your Crafts Right is going to be fast-paced. It's going to be fun, loads of demos, loads of entertainment and banter, but also the chance for you to win prizes during that show as well. There's going to be loads of games, competitions like presenter versus guest and all these kind of things going on. So you could be a winner on that show. It will be fast-paced, fun, and full of awesomeness. Yes. On a Saturday. And then on a Sunday, you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, where's Softer Side gone? Softer Side of Life is moving to Sunday, 12 to 1:30. I saw Bernie's post on Facebook a little bit earlier on. She is so pleased. And I didn't realise, sort of Bernie's rise to fame, if you like, really. It's been relatively a short time for Bernie. And then all of a sudden, she's got her brand new show on a Sunday, which is awesome, Craig, isn't it?
So good. And absolutely well-deserved. Absolutely well-deserved. Everything that she does with the soft craft side and that as well. So it's going to be so good, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the new schedule starting from Monday next week, and we are very much looking forward to it, and I know you guys are too. Right, let's tell you what is coming up on this show. The Craft Vault is amazing because it is Spectrum Noir, and it doesn't happen very often, right? But during this show, everything Spectrum Noir is 50% off, all right? So $12.49 or $16.47 for your sparkle pens. This is the Coastal Cottage collection, and what you're going to get within this are your 6 pens in the colours of linen, peach tree, your sea spray, your magnolia, cornflower blue, and your pistachio. Normally $24.99 or $32.95, half price deal once again on those. If you're just wanting to add a bit of sparkle to your projects, these great of course as well to do your kind of water techniques with too, but $12.49, $16.47, that is a stunner of a deal. Now, if it is tri-blends that you are after, then tri-blends we can give to you. These are great for those of you who want to get into kind of blending, into, just get started off in colouring. These are perfect because you've got the 3 different hues of colour per pen. So this is your floral blends. In here you have got your bright pink, your lavender blend, your purple, your citrus, your orange and your dark red blend. And as you can see, 3 different hues per pen, your light, your medium and your dark, allowing you to blend seamlessly. These are normally £20 or $30, $9.99 today or $14.97 is an amazing buy. 40% of the stock has gone. Lots of this stock was snaffled up earlier on because people were like, say what? Also on the show, the illustrators. Now, if you saw the show a little bit earlier on, you'll have seen Craig's demo with these. These are gorgeous. The brush nib that you get with these is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, you've got your bullet nib with these too. So, if you're doing bigger projects, you can use your brush nib, and then you've got the bullet tip there as well to do sort of, your fine bits and pieces. This is your landscape collection, and these are the colours that you will be getting within your collection. Light yellow, olive green, your chartreuse, meadow, bamboo, and camo green. Then you've got your 2 green greys, your oak tree, your caramel, your sky blue, and your forest green. $12.49 or $24.47 on that. Again, another half price deal. Plus, on the show, the Aqua Blend Primaries. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. These again were flying out of the door. Just like that parrot that you can see on the front there. These were flying out of the door on the earlier show. If you are somebody who wants to get into your watercolour, then these are phenomenal. You will have seen these briefly on the previous show, but there's loads of shows like Colour Me Happy's where you can go back on and see all of the different techniques that you can use your Aqua Blend Primaries for. All of these colours you're going to receive, 24 of them no less, and it is your primaries. That's a really good buy. $14.99 or $19.97. Half price deal, should be $30 or nearly $40. grab them whilst you can. Right, we've got more items to show you in just a little bit. What I would say to you is get ahead on the web to see everything else that we've got. You can shop the show at crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu to see the other deals. Basically, if you love Spectrum Noir products and you're already using them, this is a great opportunity to grab some absolute bargains. But if you are new to kind of, colouring, new to all of the different brands that we've got under the Spectrum Noir umbrella, this is a great time to just dip your toe into the water, give things a go. You don't have to fork out an absolute fortune to just try these products. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do. I'm going to have to go and I think throw this tablet at the wall the other side of the studio because it's not working currently. But Facebook and YouTube is where you need to go to comment. And then once I've gone and figured this out, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you know what? I literally just went and it started working. That is so weird. That doesn't happen in real life, does it? Nope. So yes, get your comments in and you can say hello. User error, says Erin. Deborah says, hey everyone from Texas. Yolanda's in from sunny Texas and Cheryl is in from Alaska. Linny says, hi everyone. First show I can give my full attention to today and I love sparkle pens. So perfect. Mary saying on Facebook, house chores will go to the back burner with all of these new shows. Yeah, absolutely, Mary. The new shows are going to be amazing. And ooh, the schedule sounds good, says Joy. Really love the 2-hour shows. So happy to see the 2 till 4 Eastern time shows as well. Let us know what you think of the new schedules. Let us know what you want to see on this show. And right now it is time to head over to the other side of the studio and say hello to my friend Craig.
No. Say what we were actually saying earlier on.
What were we saying earlier on?
What were the exact words?
Oh, I can't say that, what we were saying earlier. I just think that's my best Scottish impression I've done so far because the Scottish impressions I was doing of you sounded like a pirate earlier on, didn't they?
Yeah, so now we clearly sound like Billy Connolly.
Hi!
There you go.
What are you going to be doing over there, Craig?
I'm going to be having a look and I'm going to be having a play with the sparkle pens. So we're going to use the Coastal Blends. You're getting the 6 of them, but I'm going to use 3 within what I'm away to show you. So let's go with, I would pick the colour that I can never say. Lichen, Magnolia, and Sea Spray.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, these ones I've already got good to go and already primed. So water-based, so we can start to blend with them, we can bring colours together, we can pull colours out. But what I can do is, I thought, let's do a bit of a background. What to say as well, when it comes to your sparkle pens, they are the same sparkle liquid that you get within the pots. It's just obviously a different form and how you can apply them to your cardstock. So what we've got is, because it's water-based, we're going to use our watercolour card. And I've got a paintbrush and just some water. So let's lay some of the water down onto our cardstock. And then what we can then do is let's pick out some of these colours. I've already pre-primed them in the fact of giving them a bit of shake so we can get all that sparkle.
Do you shake them every time or just with the new out of the packet?
Every time you go to use them, yeah. Because if they've been sitting into the packet, for even 5-10 minutes, a couple of hours, a couple of days, then the sparkle is going to settle. So you just want to shake it. That ball bearing within the little pen is then going to activate that sparkle as well. So what we can do is, now that we've got that one, I have already done all 3 of them, but let's just add another bit of water to get them flowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to take a little bit of this excess off so I know that it's flowing through the chamber. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply go over my cardstock like that one. Then we can bring in the Magnolia and we're going to do that again. So I'm just getting the flow going and oh, look at that. Do you know something? I've done that, but do you know something? I'm liking the look of how this may potentially actually, right? Let's just completely go in a different direction.
All right. Whoa!
There we go. And then because we've put the water down first, what's happening is obviously it's exploding. It's like these, what's they called? Something powders. Is it pixie powders or something?
Pixie powders?
Is it? Yeah, and it's just like a powder. It may look green. You sprinkle it on and it explodes out to maybe like bright orange or something. Incredible.
But that looks like a firework display you've got going on there.
It does, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I do have a finished sample I'll show you in a minute as to how it was intended to look.
Yeah.
But, happy accident. So what I'm going to do now, I must have a bit of tape or something there, but it doesn't matter, keep going. What I'm going to do now is I've taken just one of our spritz tools, so you'll find them on our website, Ben, and at a bit of a distance, and I'm going to spritz and go a bit closer, and then what happens is that's going to push it out and activate it even more, and you can see how it starts to flow into each other.
Great choice of colours as well.
So nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
So nice, they absolutely are. And then you can give it a helping hand if you want. If you want to, you can go back in with a little bit more spritz. If you want to go in with a little bit more colour, then you can do. Look at the layers that we've got coming through. And if, you know, to be honest with you, that's, as I say, a happy accident. I love that initial backdrop of that blue, and then you've got those sharp bursts of these little bits of colour. Looks really quite smart. So what we can then do is you can leave it to dry naturally, and what will happen is it will start to dry naturally and relatively flat. You can heat set it with a heat tool. What will happen is it will start to buckle slightly, but you just lay it down on something heavy. What you could then do at this point, Ben, is you can start to do different things. So you can go on with things like sol or textures like that. Always go back and watch shows such as Colour Me Happy and that, where they'll step you through them. But even things like kitchen roll, something that's got a bit of texture on it, what I could do is lightly dab and then pull that up. And then what starts to happen is we start to pull up some of the design that comes within the kitchen roll. So we can dab it off, so you can see here, or apparently you guys stateside call it...
what? Paper towel?
Call it kitchen roll.
What do you call toilet roll then? Oh, toilet paper. Yeah, I don't know, toilet paper. So toilet paper and what is kitchen roll? Paper towel. Okay, toilet paper, paper towel. What do we say? Kitchen roll, toilet roll. Yeah, that works. That's why I can understand it, obviously. Yeah. Because I get confused with what a paper towel was. Because a paper towel for me is the kind of thing that you have in the toilets over here. You know, sometimes you've got the hand dryers, haven't you? Then the paper towels and the ones which you can dispense. That's a paper towel over here.
That's it.
I still marvel at how different our language is. You know, just across the pond there, how different our language can be. And like Erin, our producer Erin, who's moved over here from the States, and how she's just saying she's found it quite difficult to understand some of the things we're talking about.
Some of the different words.
Yeah, and vice versa. I mean, I have no clue what she says to me for about an hour. I mean, I'm just guessing most of the time.
Oh, brilliant. So what I'm just doing here is I'm taking some of the excess off. I didn't have a lot, so I've added to that, but then spritzing again with water, and you can start to then create all your mottled background, your marble background. This is the sort of thing you would find in paper pads. You're now creating it yourself. So what we can then do is let's just wipe that excess off. You could keep going until all of that colour's off. Always do it on a watercolour card. I have no idea what was just said there, but it was something funny because I can see Ben out the corner of my eye.
I'm sorry, I'm just listening to the conversation. So you got Erin, our producer, who's from America, and George, our director, who's... are you from Devon originally, George? Yeah, so English and American. And Erin's going... what do you call that thing that you get out? If you're in a cafe and you've got those things in the dispenser, you know, that you could eat your food off, what would you call that? Is that a napkin? And so you could call it a napkin, but also you could call it a serviette. And Erin's going, a serviette? And it's like just so funny just hearing them chat about napkins and serviettes.
A napkin and serviette.
What do you call it? Napkin?
Napkin, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I would say serviette. I would say napkin.
I call it serviette, George. Anyway, crack on. Sorry.
All that I would do is I would just layer it onto a piece of our purple luxury card, or mirror card, and then I've taken one of our quirky sentiments, pop that onto the top. Now what my initial plan was, giving it a bit of a scribble with each colour, but see how, by simple, whether it's happy accident or whether it's on purpose, you can create so many different effects. Gone round the it's that one there, Craig. Gone round the edges with a fine line, which you could actually do with one of the Aqua pens if you want, or one of your other fine liner pens. But really quick and simple to create your own backdrops as well. So much fun. I just love the sparkle pens. But don't forget, you can then just use them to colour in, you know, any of your stamped images. If you are going to do that, then use your waterproof-based ink pad to actually ink, and then you can create all your different backdrops and focal with your sparkle pens.
Absolutely brilliant. That is your Coastal Cottage sparkle pens. The 6 you're going to get for £12.49 or £16.47. 7. So again, half price. Basically, it's half price deals on all of the items that we've got on the show. Half the stock of your Coastal Cottage sparkles have gone. We're going to move on to your tri blends, which again are just great. We were chatting about these earlier. And you know what? These are a great kind of entry into the world of colouring and blending if you are brand new to it. This is the Floral Blends collection. So the colours you are going to get in here are your bright pink, your lavender, you've got your purple, your dark red, your orange and your citrus blends. And as I said, in each of the pens that you can see here, right? So you've got your dark blend, you've got your light blend, and you've got your medium blend. So it's kind of like a perfect sort of gradation of colours, light to dark. So it's all about getting that smooth kind of easy blend of colour. So if you, as I say, this is a great day. You know, if you've got some of the tri blends already and you want to add to your collection, you haven't yet got these, it's a great day to pick them up. But it's also a great day that if you are thinking about getting into colouring, thinking about perhaps buying tri blends, you can give these a go today at a try me price of £9.99 or £14.97 and see if you love them. I've no doubt that you will, but you can just kind of, you know, give them a go. And then once you've grabbed these at this deal, you can then come in and buy more of the tri blend ranges for you. But it is quite simple. As I say, to get blending with these, and definitely the way forward if you want to give those a go today. £9.99 or £14.97. Let's have a little look at these with our Craig, just to show you how easy it is to get blending with the different colours that you've got in this collection, the Floral Blends.
Absolutely, we're going to do that. I've done a bit of colouring that I actually posted the other day on social media and you loved it, so I thought I would bring it in when it comes to this technique. So with the tri blends, as Ben already kind of covered, with the differences with the classics. So classics, tri blends, it's the same ink, same colours and same idea. The only thing is with your classic pens, it's all individual pens. With your tri-blend pens, what you've got, for instance, this one is the red one. So you have then got the deep shade of the red on one side, you've got the light shade of the red on the other side, and then you've got the mid-tone in the middle. So what would happen then is that's nice and confined into the one pen. The classics, that is then spread over 3 pens. Difference is obviously with classics, more pens, more colour choices. So when Ben was saying that if you are beginners, maybe you're starting out with alcohol colouring, maybe you want to do it as a gift, then tri blends is certainly, I would suggest, the best way to start.
Yeah.
One, it's cost less because one pen is 3 colours is over one pen, but of course it's the space in that as well. So what we can then do is we're going to go into our image. This is one that I absolutely love from Nitwit, and I have stamped it with our black, Noir Black, and it is our alcohol proof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to lay some of the light tone down first. It's kind of like laying our colour down, it's giving it a prime onto the cardstock. Alcohol base, always put some kind of cardstock underneath just so that it's going to bleed and you want it to kind of catch. And as I like to think, the cardstock underneath is going to catch that colour and kind of bounce it back to enable that colour and to just look spectacular. So let's go in with the lightest tone, and I'm going to go in circular motions, Ben. This is going to help you get that nice, smooth kind of coverage with your ink. So we can then go in, and I'm going to come down about 2/3 of the way and laying that colour down, making sure you've got a nice coverage. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to flip over to the other side.
Yep.
So we're going to the deep tone. And then what I'm going to do, once again, circular motions. I'm going to go into what would be kind of like the what I would class as the darker part of the petals of this rose. But we're going to then circular motions. And for this one, I'm only going to come down about 1/3 of the way, laying that colour down. And then what we can then do is now go into the mid-tone.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to go completely over all of that dark shade, just where it meets that light tone. What we're going to do, once again, circular motions, we're going to blend that colour out into that mid-tone. So we're going to blend it out, and we're going to come just as far down as we did with the mid-tone, and I'm going to end it. Even already, can you see you're getting that depth, you're getting that shadow underneath where we've gone in with the deep tone?
Yeah.
Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the light tone now, and we're just going to finish this off. And once again, just where that ink crosses over, we're going to circular motions, to blend that out. And it's alcohol based, so what's going to happen is that's still going to take a few moments or two for the alcohol to evaporate. You're then going to continue to see that seamless blend coming through. Now, the more that you colour, the more experience you get, the more advanced, you can then start to look at the kind of like the shadowing of your flower. So you can start to add extra depth. So maybe like the veins of the petals or the leaves, you can start to pick them out. I always say, certainly on Facebook, go across, have a look at the Spectrum Noir page, because we've got an incredible design team, Sarah Kay, who designed the bird floral stamps.
Yes.
We've got Nicole Bretherick, just incredible team there, and they'll show you some spectacular things that you can do. And then what I'm just going to do with this one is, let's do another one, Ben. We'll just, tell you what, let's do a leaf, just so it's more of an open space. I know you wouldn't necessarily just get a red leaf, but it is... Oh, he says it's good. Well, we'll do a red leaf. Let's do a purple, not a lavender. Let's go
Why
for
not?
it.
Do whatever you want.
If you've got any specific stamps, you can colour them whatever way that you like. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow exactly the same step I'd done a moment ago.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the lightest tone down. And I'm going to come 2/3 of the way down. And what I'm going to do, just like the petal, Ben, I'm going to have it so that the depth of the colour is starting down at the base. And what I was kind of speaking about a minute ago, you can add shading to the veinage when it comes to flowers or leaves. This is what I mean here, this sort of thing. You could start going in with the depth down the vein. But what I'm just going to do is, like that petal, circular motions with that dark shade now. And I'm going to come about 1/3 of the way down. Laying that colour down.
Yeah.
And when you hear squeaking, that's good.
Yes.
Don't panic, it's good. We want to hear that. Mid-tone. And then what we're doing, just blending that out. And we're going to come all the way down, fill in what we've already done with the lightest tone.
Yeah, normally with squeaking, you'd think you were pressing too hard, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a good sound. It lets you know that you're getting that nice coverage. We've got enough ink. A lot of ink is what's going to enable you to get that blending effect. So what we can do is now go back, finish it off with the lightest tone once again, and we're just going to finish that bit off here. And then, so what you can see, so if we even see there, we're starting to see how we're getting that depth to the mid to the light already. And then same with this leaf. So you can see how we've got all the depth into here. So we've got the deep tone, then we're getting lighter, and we're getting lighter up to the very fine point. Now what I've already done is, you'll have seen it the other day on Instagram, I've already coloured one like this. Now I did do it with the Classique pens, however it's the same concept, same idea, it's the 3 tones blending over each other.
Wow.
And this is what it could look like. So here we go. So that red was using the deep red from the Classiques, because it's the same ink, remember, it's just a different pen form, or pen style.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. So we're looking at the red one that we've got within the tri-blends, and just done it exactly as I'd done a moment ago. And you can start to get that effect. I did go round with a grey pen as well.
Fantastic. Medley Costello just saying on YouTube, I love my tri-blends, just order the rest of them to complete my collection. And then loads of lovely comments coming in. Jean saying, you guys are so funny, you bring a sparkle to my day. Well, that's good to know. We're bringing you plenty of sparkle, those sparkle pens as well. Lots of chat about US and UK English. Mary on Facebook saying, I've been watching Crafters TV for a long time now. I call paper towel kitchen roll. My husband and kids look at me like I'm crazy. Lol. LOL, not lol. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, so you say in the US you say LOL, not lol. Oh, okay. Do you say LOL or lol?
I'll say lol.
Oh, lol.
But my best friend, Carly, she says lol, you know, yeah.
Renee Deshane on Facebook says, I would like to know, what do you UKers call a soft drink? We in the Midwest call it pop. Well, that again differs. Okay, go on then, Craig.
Well, I call it fizzy juice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fizzy juice?
Fizzy juice. Fizzy juice. So, you know, like Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dr. Pepper,
juice.
just naming a few of them. Fizzy juice. People around here call it pop. They say, do you want a can of pop? And that just sounds weird. It's fizzy juice.
I've never fizzy juice, because it's not really juice there, is it? Because like Coke
Well, it
isn't.
is, and it's fizzy, so it's fizzy
but Coke
juice.
isn't. It's not juice, is it? I think like juice can only be something like if it's a fruit, like an apple or an orange is juice. You can't have Coke is not juice.
Oh, I think it is.
All right. Yes, but as Craig was saying, pop. So up north, they call it fizzy pop, don't they? Fizzy pop. You can have a fizzy pop. Down my way, a soft drink. Yeah, I'd say a soft drink is like is like a can of Coke. So I'd say it's the same in the UK. Soft drink, and then up north, do you want a can of pop? I'll have a can of pop. But there you go. I'm glad we cleared all that up. And by the way, I just must mention Hannah Law, who says on Facebook, my 7-year-old granddaughter took her tri-blends to school in Des Moines, Iowa? Des Moines. Took her tri-blend markers to Des Moines, Iowa yesterday. She was star student for the day and demonstrated how to do the shading on her Molly Harrison fairy. She was so excited and proud.
Excellent, that's fantastic. So good to hear that.
Excellent stuff. I love that so much, Hannah Law. Thank you for sending that in. Just another quick one before we move on. I know we need to. Sonia says, very beautiful, Craig, for your last bit of colouring that you did. Where did that stamp rose come from?
So that's from Knitwit, Bloom and Grace collection.
Excellent, excellent stuff. Right, let us move on to the Illustrator. Now, we saw this briefly earlier on this morning, but no, I have not got chocolate over here. Let us quickly show you once again your illustrators. So these are double-ended once again. So you've got your brush nib on one end and then more of like a bullet nib on the other end of the pen. So do you know what? It's great for doing those bigger projects. Great as well if you want to kind of, do a little bit more sort of specific work with these two. You've got the best of both worlds, and the colours are absolutely great. This is the landscape collection. All the colours here you can see from your light yellow to olive green chartreuse, your meadow, your bamboo, and your camo green, through to your green greys, your oak tree, your caramel, your sky blue, and your forest green. So all of these you are going to get for $12.49 or $24.47. And what I loved about this, actually, when we saw early on, you may well still have the boards for these. You think about these being called illustrators, and it really does allow you to create some amazing illustrations with these. Honestly, some of the finished samples that Craig has got over there look like they've come straight out of a storybook.
They do. They look spectacular, and I'm going to show the boards that Ben was just on about in a moment. But as Ben was going over about the description of them, these they're alcohol based, so you can use them just like you would your tri-blends or your classics, like I'm going to do just shortly. But what they also allow you to do is they've got the Japanese brush nib, which you do not get better when it comes to the brush nibs from the Japanese. So these allow you to do, now this is prime example what it allows you to do. If it's a human's hair or fur on the animals, you're getting all that waviness, you're getting all that depth, because what you're going to do is you're going to apply them in a slightly different way if you're wanting to colour in and get the fur effect or the hair effect.
Look at that.
Even that one here as well. You wouldn't think that was from one of the illustrators, would you?
Nah.
Spectacular. So this is the things that obviously that you can then progress onto. But when you were on about the boards, Ben, look at all of these ones here.
This is what I'm talking about. Honestly, that's phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? Now this one here, that has had a little bit extra help in hand with the colour blend pencils, because with colour blend pencils you can actually add on to the top of some detail that you've coloured with alcohol base. But all of these, isn't that just spectacular? That's
the one for me when I was thinking about like children's storybooks. That looks like it's straight out of like an Enid Blyton book or something. It's unbelievable.
And this is what absolutely epitomises when it comes to the Illustrator pens. You can see we've got the foliage in the tree, we've got the bark, we've got kind of the top, the straw roof when it comes to the cottage, we've got the brickwork, we've got the florals, we've got the foliage. All of that is just absolutely spectacularly done when it comes to the colouring. And then the wave of the hair from any of your stamped images that you've got here. Again, it's all about the way that you apply them onto your cardstock. So what we're going to do is, with these ones here, and I've always been open that, over the last few months at home with everything that's going on, I've been working on my tri-blends and classics. So I'm still learning and progressing with the Illustrator. So I'll give you my take on them. But so as we always say, go back, have a look at Colour Me Happy, Colour and Masterclasses with Sarah and Leanne, and you're going to get the best of the best knowledge when it comes to them. But what we're going to do within these ones here, so I kind of said how they are the same idea of your classics and tri-blends in the fact that they are alcohol based. So they're alcohol based, so you can blend out over the top of each other. But what we're going to do is let's bring in a piece of, I've got a piece of cardstock here. So when it comes to doing the application of getting the hair and getting the fur, etc., we do have a very, very fine nib at one end. But on the other end, this is where we've got the Japanese bullet nib that you can see here, a brush nib. So what you're doing is when you're wanting to then get the effect of fur or hair, this is where you're going to flick it. So you're going to flick, and then this is when you're going to start to build up the colours, Ben.
Yeah.
So instead of doing circular motions like I done with the tri-blend pens, you're going to build up the colour, the tones of colours, by flicking on top of each other. So then this is now a lighter one that you can see here. So we've got all the different colours within that pack. You've got the 12 of them, different colours and shades. So that's these two. I'm going to use these in a moment. But what we can do is if I go back with this light one, so if we go in with the light and we're going to flick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. So this one was the light yellow. I'm going to come in with a caramel, and then this is where what you would do is you'd start to build upon the layers. This is when you're going to start to get all of that incredible detail, whether it is fur or whether it's on hair. You're going to continue to build that. So you're applying it in a different way than you would do with a tri-blend or classique. In saying that, what you could then do is let's take this daffodil, and then this is from, funny enough, actually Sarah Kay's birth month floral stamps.
Oh yes, I was with it. That's March, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. Sure it is. So what I'm going to do with this one, and just so happens, because it's the stamp that I'm going to use all this detail as a bit of a guide. So I'm still going to flick, Ben. I'm just going to go in with the colour, and I'm going to pull the colour up. If you wanted to go direct, just lay the colour down, you could do, absolutely. But it just goes to show that you can still use them as you would do with tri-blends and classiques. The only difference, instead of doing 3 tones, what I'm just going to do is just do 2 tones, Ben.
Yeah.
Just doing the 2 tones and flicking from the base, still alcohol base, so it's going to evaporate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that lightest tone, just over where I've been flicking. I'm going to, it's kind of, you're helping it blend in. Now, can you see already we're getting the depth round the corner there. We're blending it out. I've only used 2 colours, and I've done that in the flicking action. So once again, let's just do one more bit. So we're just flicking it up, and I'm just going to keep flicking up towards the top. And then what I'm then going to do is come back in with that darker tone, and I'm going to just, instead of circular motions, just flicking. And then what we can do is come back again with that lightest tone and just over where we've just been, flicking again, and then it starts to blend out the colour. That will continue to blend as the alcohol evaporates, but then you would just continue to go over whatever stamped image that you've got. Exactly the same cardstock, and the fact is use your Nina and use your alcohol-proof ink pad, and then you're going to be good to go. So it's a nice other way. Certainly, if maybe you've absolutely mastered classiques and tri-blends and you want to move on to something else, you know, really start to hone in on the expertise of the Illustrator pens, this is a great starter for you within that bundle there for that price.
I love it, and what I love about this show particularly is we've got a little bit of all of the different ranges that we've got within the, no, not everything, but a really kind of great overview of lots of the goodies that we've got, so you can kind of take your pick really, what you fancy. And of course, everything is half price on this craft vault, not something that you see every day here on Crafters TV, so don't miss out. If you like the look of the Illustrators, the 12-piece collection, half price deal on that, of course, as well. $12.49 or $24.47 is the deal. Now, let us show you also the Aqua Blend pencils. These are on a super deal for you too. These are your primaries, all right, so 24 colours in here. But I mean, basically, you've got your reds, you've got your yellows, your greens, your blues, things like spinach, pure green, bright greens. In your blues, you've got your deep blue, your sapphires, your regal blues. You've got your citrus yellow, banana, sunshine, red berry, ruby, and grapefruit. And these really are top quality. You know, if you're wanting to get into sort of watercolor and create watercolor effects, these are absolutely Brilliant. And what I love about these particularly, I mean, yes, you can use these as you would use a pencil normally. But again, as Craig was saying, if you go back and have a look at some of our Colour Me Happy shows particularly, you'll see some amazing things that you can do with these particular pencils. There's so many different effects that you can create using these. So if watercolour is something which you've wanted to get into, these definitely are worth going for. I love the fact as well that the fact that they're half price today means that if you're thinking about buying gifts for people, these then become really, really affordable, beautifully presented too. $14.99 or $19.97 is the deal on these, half price, as I say, but grab them whilst they're here because they are proving very, very popular indeed. If you just want to give it a go, these are perfect. If you're someone who's perhaps a little bit further along their sort of colouring journey, these are perfect. But also, like I've said, if you've got maybe children who are getting into their arts and crafts, maybe at school, they're choosing to do art and move on and do sketching and drawing and all these kind of things, these are top quality for them to be able to take with them. Like we just heard from, who was it a minute ago, Hannah was saying, a granddaughter using tri-blend markers at the age of 7, taking them into school, getting student of the day. These are the kind of things that are going to allow you to become a real expert in your field very, very quickly indeed. We're going to have a look, I think, at the Aqua Blend Primaries. These are perfect, aren't they, for starting off with your watercolouring, because there's so many different techniques you can do with them.
There is. There really, really is. So many different things. But then also just as well to say and pick you up on what you were saying a minute ago as well, Ben, is without naming other colouring brands out there, some of the most best of the best artists out there that have maybe used other brands in the past are starting to use our Spectrum Noir. Maybe have done for a while. They're starting to come on board. We've done obviously the packs. We've had some the artists Skyping in, some of them coming in. So some of the best there. That's because what ours are. Ours are the best. It's Leanne at the helm, so it's going to be the best, and you're going to get that perfect consistency, you're going to get that perfect colouring, that application, everything complete when it comes to whether it's the pencils, the pens, anything like that. But what we're going to do, I brought in this stamped image. Now I'm going to tell you right now, this was a piece of cardstock I had at home already stamped out. Please don't ask me what stamp it is because I don't know.
What stamp is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. So maybe you'll know. That's a great thing.
There's a challenge
as well. Sometimes if we don't know, some of you then jump on social media and help others out by going, oh, it's such and such stamp. So if you do know, feel free to let us know. I can't remember. So what we're going to do is, with our pencils, we're going to go in. Now, many different ways that we can apply them, as you said, Ben. First and foremost, why not go straight in?
Yeah.
It's water-based, water-soluble, so then that means we're still going to use our watercolour card, we're still going to use our waterproof ink pad. So I'm going to go into the base of this petal of the flower, and we're going to just pull the colour in, lay the colour down, and although it's watercolour card, you're getting that bit of texture, don't worry, because then what we can then do, paintbrush and water brush, or if you manage to get your hands on the clear sparkle overlay the other day, act as that as a substitute for water. That's a spectacular result. But let's just get some water in, and then straight away, look how you can pull all of that colour out. And we were talking about it earlier on, Ben. If you have never done colouring before, and I know we all have, obviously I mean, in a way to learn and build upon your experience, what I would always say is start with something like your Aqua pens or your Aqua pencils. I personally find to get the blending and shading together, it's so much easier when it's water-based, because then you can always have a play about with the waters and pull them together, drag them out, all those sorts of things. So great as well. We've seen the tri-blends, great for a starter for your beginner of your alcohol colouring. When it comes to pencils, these are going to be great for doing your things such as your colouring with water.
Do you know what I love about these as well? And I'm sure you've done this before. Linny's just reminded me, and I'm sure you've done it. But do you know where you kind of bring it in? Sorry, Chasey wins the competition.
Oh my gosh!
They're Floral Delight.
You are the
stamp
best.
set. There we go. There's our Tracy. I knew that she would know. There you go, that's what it's from. So it's the Floral Delight. We've still got that on the
so
website.
she does actually watch us when we're actually live. when she's getting stuff sorted for the next shows.
She certainly does. Wow, that is brilliant. What was I saying before Tracy surprised me there? Oh yeah. So with these pencils, he's making a little palette from the different colours on some watercolour cardstock.
Me to it.
And then stamping out some images. So I'm sure. I mean, it must have been you because you just had to beat me to it.
Yeah, I done it. Whenever I have these pencils on a show bed, I always do that technique.
Yeah.
I've done it earlier on, and I'm away to do it in a moment as well.
But I love the idea of doing it and then sending it to a family member.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could create your own palette. So I'll show you that in a minute.
Yeah.
But you can see here, so with the red and the yellow, just blending them together on that one piece of cardstock. So added a bit of red, added a bit of yellow. But as you said as well, when it comes to our Spectrum Noir range, you know, I no longer have young kiddies in my family, my cousins that are all grown up now. But if I did, I wouldn't be giving them my Spectrum Noir pencils or pens. That's just me personally. But what you can do with these is exactly what Ben's just said, and this is what I love about them as well.
It's so cool.
Stamp out loads of images, get a bit of cardstock, and then just do a bit of scribbling. So scribble some of your pencils onto your watercolour card, still watercolour card, and then we can lay that colour down. Then this is now going to be a palette. Let's even just bring in quickly a bit of green that we could do as well. Lay that in. So we can bring in our water brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear it of any colour, so you know, you don't see I'm cheating or anything like that. So we are a nice clean brush. So what we can then do, dip it in with the water, and then we can start to use this as a palette, pick it up.
Awesome.
And then we can then go into our stamped image and lay that colour down. If we want, we can go in again. Let's take a little bit of the yellow. And then once again, we can then start to blend them together, continue to pull them out, that you can see here. And then what I'm going to do, a little bit excess just off onto my glass mat, and then we can even start to blend these out that little bit more. So you've got them. And then very, 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 very quickly, Ben, if you do happen to have a clear sparkle overlay,
yes,
we've now, let's just use the green because we've not used it yet, we can then not only have our aqua pencils, you know, incredible quality that they are, we can now turn it so it's going to be really quite sparkly as well.
Those clear sparkle overlays are still available, but they're as part of the big bundle of the sparkle pens, which will
we still have some left.
Still be on the website. I think we do. You'll have to double check on the website, but that's how you can get those clear sparkle overlays. Yeah, just to say, it was Linny was saying, I adore those pencils. I love making a palette with them on a bit of watercolour paper, and then taking a pad and water brush with me when I go out for a walk. No big bulky stuff to carry.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Such a good idea. Now, I know obviously we've done multicoloured, but it's multi-different techniques as to how you can see what you can do with them. So going direct, so we're starting here, so we've gone direct with two colours and blended them out. Then what we've done is we've done it as a palette, and then we've done it as a palette, but we've used a clear sparkle overlay. Now I know it's hard. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there's a sparkle.
Look at that.
Boom! It's not hard to see at all.
No, not at all. And that'll still continue to get sparkly over the next few moments or two. So although they're your aqua pencils, absolutely phenomenal. So easy to lay the colour. You can continue to lay down that depth of colour when it comes to the tones of them. Just so much fun. And as you can see, imagine that, going out for a walk, either, you know, bit of a palette, if you've happened to got a water brush that you can see here, bit of cardstock, and that's it. You can get creative when you're out and about. Love that idea.
Randy just simply saying, love those pencils. They are brilliant. And as I say, there's loads of different techniques that you can do with your alcohol pens and as you can do with your watercolour pens and pencils. But I think I'm with Craig on the whole sort of, you know, watercolour pencils front, because there's so many different techniques that you can do with them. And I just love that idea of like creating that little palette and, you know, getting your water in there and having fun. You know, using the clear overlay sparkle pens, if you've got those two, is amazing. $14.99 or $19.97 is the deal on that. We've also got on the show, talking of pencils. Oh, I've got the wrong one. Oh, the colour blends. Why have I picked up the metallic pencils? They are on the show. The colour blends, I don't think I have. Oh, yes, I do. I do have them this side. The colour blends are also on the show. So, listen, if you fancy going for... using these, so these are your wax-based ones. Have I got the right ones? I've got...
Going to,
Oh, it's shade and tone. Yeah, I did think. No, okay, thank you. Yes. So you've got the shade and tone colour blends on the show. There you go. So within this one, again, colours like your night sky, your harbour blue, your Atlantic blue, loads of beautiful colours included in here. Again, artist quality, seriously, and whether you're going to kind of use these alone or, as you said, you know, use these with your markers too. They are fantastic, beautifully presented. Once again, oh, we've got a few missing in that one. You will get a full set if you go for these. $12.49 or $17.47 is the deal on your colour blends, the Shade and Tones collection. Producer Rose has gone, Craig looks guilty. No, he wasn't him. It wasn't him.
I can't guarantee that the pro will still be here tomorrow morning when you just come in, but those pencils, definitely not me.
You're allowed to take that pro and...
I was watching,
yeah,
and Sarah did say, yeah, I was welcome to take it home and have a wee play with it. Obviously, I'm not going to do it tonight, but you're all witnesses. I can borrow it.
Absolutely, it was recorded. So yes, if the pro goes missing, it will be at Craig's house. Right, let us show you the Aqua Botanicals. Again, these are super, your 6-piece collection. This is, again, a great buy. So you're getting your 6 pens. If you want to do all of your water-based techniques, once again, these are brilliant. So you get you all right with that?
Gosh, quiet. Oh, the neighbours.
People... Oh dear. These are brilliant. So water-based pens, once again, double-ended. So you've got your sort of finer nib and your brush nib on these as well. Colours are daffodil, your fern, your verdant green, your tulip, your fuchsia, and your rose red. And again, these are absolutely brilliant for all sorts of different techniques. I love with these, again, I think I've very rarely seen these used as like actual pens, if you know what I mean. So many times you see our guys, you know, just popping them away there onto the glass mat, adding a bit of water and using them in that way. But they are super handy for doing your blending and your watercolor work, and there's so many different techniques that you can do with them. Again, if you just want to get started, dip your toe in the water as far as your aquas are concerned, look at the price on these today, $6.49 or $8.97. It is incredible, and don't take these deals for granted, because I know you see great deals day in, day out here at Crafters TV, but half price deals on the Spectrum Noir range do not come around every day. I think this is only the second show since I've been here, 6 months now, that I've seen these sort of deals. So grab them whilst you can, and we'll have a look at these now with Craig. Have the neighbours quietened down?
Yeah, they have.
God,
yeah.
dear.
Jeez, the neighbours. Turning into my mum when it constantly at the window. You know, when the car goes past or the neighbours go past,
oh, yeah,
or someone goes past, my mum's always up at the window at the curtains.
Yeah, peeking through.
Yeah, I don't think mum's watching tonight. I'll soon find out if I get
yeah, you get a message in a minute.
I don't do that, but she does. Anyway, so what we're going to do with these ones here is we're going to apply these ones very similar, in a similar way as to what we were doing with the sparkles earlier on. I've taken one of our Stampin' Dies. This is from our mandala set.
Ooh, that's lush.
I love this one, and I love these styles to colour in, specifically when it comes to the aqua pens. So what I'm doing, once again, is I've got my water pen. It could be your paintbrush with water, it could be your water brush, it could be your clear sparkle overlay if you want. And then we've got the colours, nice array of colours that we've got here. Let's go in with the tulip for this one. And you've got that fine nib that you are seeing there. It's that fine. Fine. Small. So small. And then we've got our brush nib on the other side as well. Really flexible. And I'm going to lay that colour down, either onto the glass mat, or if you do have our craft mat, you can use that. If you don't have anything like that, maybe something, a bit of plastic packaging from your dies or stamps, or anything that's non-porous that you're able to use that with. And then with our paintbrush and water, I'm just going to pick up the colour, and then very similar to what we've been doing, I'm going to go in and then I'm going to start to pull the colour out, and we're going to get lost in it. We're going to get lost in the colouring, going into any of the little details that you've got. I'm going to then go in with a little bit more depth, and always add. You can never take away. So we can then go in. What I'm actually going to do, let's just blend that dot out. Let's go in with a bit of red. So we're going in. I'm even going to go in with, have I got a finer brush? I think I do. Even finer brushes. All these extra brushes and that you'll find on our website. So we can then pick it out, and then we can really go in here, and then we can start to really create shading. We can get the form of it, the dimension of it, the effect, as though whatever image you're colouring, that you're getting that movement that comes within. And then we can just start to blend them ones out that you can see here.
Brilliant.
You can see, so even straight away, you could then go in with a little bit more. And then once again, a tiny little bit of water. You'll always see me most of the time just dabbing a little bit of the excess off onto my glass mat.
Yeah.
And then we can pull that out as well.
It's such a cool craft to get into, isn't it? Again, I mean,
really
so many people, I hear so many people talk about colouring as, a really relaxing craft, really mindful as well. And I think a lot of people have turned to it, certainly over the last year or so, with everything that's been going on, just to relax the mind and, as I say, I think for a lot of people, help with their mental health, particularly over the last year or so. My sister, as I say, she is not a big crafter, but one of the things she loves to do is colour. She's got a colouring book with designs like this in, like with the mandalas and stuff, and she carries it around with her in her bag. And just at times when she's feeling a bit stressed, needs to kind of just take her mind off things, the colouring book comes out and she just sits and colours for a while. It's really good for that.
It's amazing. Crafting as a whole is, as everyone knows, Ben, in the past, I've not always had the best of health.
No.
I always firmly believe the reason I keep so well most of the times is because of crafting.
Yeah.
And I've said that for years. I genuinely believe that, yes, working life here and that can be hectic and that, I'm not complaining, that's a good thing, because I literally have the best job in the world and I never take it for granted. But still, because I get to do something that's so fun, when it comes to crafting, I believe that it really does keep me really, really well. And whether that is die cutting, stamping or colouring, anything like that, then it absolutely does help. Whether it's physical, whether it's mentally, so many different aspects that it helps. It just helps you.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
Well, it's stress relieving, isn't it, craft? Yeah. That's the thing about it, I think. And if you can relieve sort of, stress within yourself, I suppose that's why it does help people.
Yeah.
If you can sit back and if you're stressed the whole time, you kind of wound up, then obviously, you're not going to feel good within yourself. And I suppose if you've got other things which are wrong with you, stress is going to exacerbate those. Listen to me sounding like a doctor.
I know,
but, craft, you relax, don't you? You
do.
kind of, enjoy it. You can kind of really just kick back and just sort of lose yourself in it for a while. And I think that's why so many people find it so therapeutic and so beneficial. I mean, look at this, it's just a start, but that's fantastic.
Just the start. And the thing is, as you said, and once again, very quickly, Ben, we're just changing to a clear overlay so that you can see. I'm not going to add depth or shade to it. I'm just going to go direct on. And then we can do exactly what we've done a moment ago, but we're going to get that lovely bit of sparkle. But just to pick up on what you said there a moment ago, whether it's colouring, die cutting, whatever, it actually forces your mind to shut off. So any worries, problems, concerns, it actually forces you. You don't realise it, but you finish colouring and then for a minute you go, oh my gosh, I've just forgotten everything, which is a great thing to have if you're going through tough times. So so there is what you could be doing, and there's still so much more that you can still do backdrops, because obviously it's water-based and that as well. But even so, each of these colours, apart from the one I just done with the clear overlay, that was 2 colours, a pink and a red, and then a yellow and a red. And even, you've got that roundness when it comes to them as well.
Just brilliant. Marsha on Facebook saying, just ordered the Aqua Blend pencils, excited to get them and start using them. Melody Costello on YouTube. The techniques are super cool. I now need to order a set for me as well as for my daughter. Aisha saying, yes, I did some colouring and fussy cutting on Sunday and it really did clear my mind. And Joy just saying on YouTube, Craig, you are an inspiration. He's all right, isn't he? He can come back tomorrow and have another go. Talking about tomorrow, well, actually, first of all, let me just tell you, make sure you shop the show. This Craft Vault, there's loads more goodies we didn't even talk about, which are on the website. 13 items at half-price deals on Spectrum Noir, so grab whilst you can. And don't forget, starting on Monday, March the 1st, we have got your brand new schedule. First show will be 12 till 1:30, which will be Monday to Friday, Wake Up Call with Craig. Saturdays it will be Play Your Crafts Right, and on Sunday, the softer side, side of life. The shows that we've got here, 3 till 5 and 7 till 9, so that's 11 till 1 Eastern, 2 till 4 Eastern, will be the shows which you know and love. Things like your Monday Makers, things like your Cartloads, things like your Colour Me Happies. That is the new lineup starting from Monday. Listen, it's been a brilliant show. I think we ought to do lots of shows together tomorrow, Craig. What say you?
Oh, let's go for it, absolutely. Let's kick the start as we usually do with Wake Up Call. And then I tell you what, I want to do a craft walk with you, Ben.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come in. Do you fancy doing a launch?
Why don't we do a launch day? Why don't we launch some, maybe some interchangeable sentiments? Should we launch those tomorrow?
Yeah, go on. But do you know something? I don't know if I'll be ready. Do you know what? I'm kicking Leanne out. I think I'm going to do Creative Craving.
Yeah!
She's got the option to do an extra show on Create and Craft here in the UK, so I'm going to step in. So you're going to have me and Ben all day tomorrow, and it's Johnny and Charlotte as well. So who knows what can happen on Crafters TV tomorrow, and who knows what's going to happen tomorrow morning as well.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant day to look forward to. You'll see him in the morning. Thank you to our Tracy. Thank you to Erin. Thank you to George. It's been an awesome day, and we will see you here tomorrow on Crafters TV for more fun and frolics. Ta-ta.
Bye.